welcome back to my channel. I came out here today to read you guys a little book. That I'm reading. And I guess we'll just start from the beginning. It's called She Just Wants to Forget by R.H. Sin. A poetry book. Okay, period. And we're just gonna read a little bit. Something. Yeah. I'm just gonna read over the parts that I went over. So it says, you are. I have something to tell you. One last thing to say here. I have something I need to know before I go, before we part, before this ends. You are more than you probably know. You are vulnerable, just in case you forgot. You are... Wait, hold on. There's a knock on the door. For some odd reason, I didn't look through the peephole. Strange feeling, I guess. This moment of understanding hovers over my mind as if I knew who was standing on the other side of the door. It was raining that night. The thunder cracking against the window with a whip. The sky marked by the lights of a skyscraper building. I opened the door without hesitate, and there she was, a bold statement of strength and energy, a saucer of divine motions. Whenever moving, she stood there soaking rain, and that's maybe why I didn't notice the sadness at first, because the tears she cried hiding behind the appearance of the rain dripping from her face. She never needed me. She never was capable of getting to where she needs to get to emotionally on her own. But in the moment, I knew I had to be there for her. I think this is when she actually entered my life. This would be the moment that would change everything. It's crazy how sometimes you have to destroy to be anew. She said, everything happens for a reason, just like this moment. And I do believe that what you're dealing with will pass, I respond. And so I wrote this for her, for you, because you are worth it. Period. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. I'm so sorry if I mess up. That's why you keep reading. It's cold out here and I wanted to read outside, but that's just nature. So we're gonna continue. I wrote this for the woman in search of reminder of who she always been. A reminder of who she was before the heartache and before the madness. I wrote this for a woman who has seen a large share of heartbreaking. The woman finds herself and tried to be strong and tired of standing in the middle of the storm. Tired of standing in the middle of the storm. Y'all hear that? This book is good. They say, I wrote this for the woman who has seen a large share of heartbreak. The woman who finds herself tired of being strong, tired of standing in the middle of a storm. I wrote this for a woman who continues to demand more, even in the eyes of those who rather do less. This is me right here. I wrote this for a woman who continues to demand more, even in the eyes of those who wouldn't rather do less. I wrote this for her because she is you. You deserve it. You have been through so much, and yet you continue to hold your head high, and through you've been constantly disappointed. You find new and rare ways to hold on to this sort of hope that feels more like a magic. You are powerful even in moments where weakness chases you. You are mighty even though you struggle to stand like a giant in the doorway of your happiness. I wrote this for a woman because you are a remarkable woman. There's a light that lives within you, that could rival the sun and glow in your eyes, that could distance from the moon's on its darkness at night. You This remarkable and rare occurs, unlike anything. It's my book, y'all. Most have ever seen. You, this beautiful wonder, a muse to artists and a writer like me, living loud when the world wished to silence the melody that has been kindling in your heart, unapologetic with the intentions of being greater than the world will have you be. I wrote this for you in the hopes of encouraging you to continue towards everything you truly desire. I wrote these words for a woman in search of a reminder of who she always been. This is specifically for a woman who feels stuck. I wrote these words for a woman who's tired of fighting someone who only wants to fight her. Every letter here was meant to form a word that will speak to a strong woman who is tired of wasting their energy and choosing someone who never chooses them. I wrote this for a woman, for you. I wrote this for a woman who is looking for a sign. I wrote this sentence for a woman who's no longer know what she wants to do, or maybe she decides to stay even though she knows leaving will save her soul. That woman is you, and she's tired of the confusions and the delusions of living in this horrible illusion. The truth is, you're just that powerful. You just that strong. You have the ability to hold on even when it hurts. You tired of loving someone who refuses to acknowledge your worth. It's not easy, I know, but in order to grow closer to what you deserve, you need to walk away from the person who no longer deserves you. I wrote this because you're ready to read it. I hope the words encourage you to move on. Move on, bro. Did you hear what she just said? I know you tired, man. I feel this is a deep connection to me and a few other females out there that's been through a lot, struggled through a lot, still trying to hold on, still trying to push forward, like still trying to hustle for their money and still trying to impress these other fools. Like, you ain't gotta do that. Scoot up. The other day I was on the train and I was just thinking all the people who was sitting next to me on this train and what they doing and how they're doing it and where they at now and how they're treating me. And everybody who sat on that train with me had hurt me, abused me, and left me. And now I'm alone. So what I did was I imagined myself sitting next to me. And I was like, what would I do to myself? What would I want? What would I want that special feeling for myself? What would I want to see myself in 10 years or 5 years from now? Or a future with myself? Like, skip a boy, skip a man, skip a friend, skip them. What do I want to see in myself? Girl, I know I laid this. This book is powerful. We're going to read some more. We're going to read some more for you guys, okay? I'm going to read some more for you guys, okay? Scene 40. Okay? Scene 40. There's something about the day that seems longer than usual. Whenever you deal with the sadness or fighting through a struggle that would appear not meant for you to survive, it's the day like this where you feel the most test, try for the nights before, worry from the evenings of no rest, lay in bed staring at the ceiling and hoping to find sleep, incapable of putting your mind to peace. You tumble through the nights as if your eyes was closed and your hands was tied as you attempt to navigate down a hill of problems. The night bleeds into the morning skies, and your eyes go from dancing around the stars to witnessing the moon vanish to make a way for the sun. There's something about the days that seem a bit harder than the rest. You've been trying your best to ignore it all for your flaw, but you fall flat on your face without warning, and no one is there to witness this. No one is there to lean and help your hand. By somehow you're in a reaching for yourself. This part says right here, but somehow you end up reaching for yourself because it always been this way, hasn't it? Yes, it has. I don't know, is it because I'm the only child, or I was the only child for a while, but it feel like my whole life I had to pick myself back up. Like, I had to tell myself, okay, let's get on the road. Okay, and then it says, you've been all you had since the beginning. Your parents weren't helped much. You struggled beginning earlier on, and here you are as a result of everything that has happened to you. Here you are today in this moment, struggling through all the things you have no control over. Your father is inconsiderate. His hands barely there to protect you. His hands are barely there to shield you, and so you have to learn about whoops on your own. I don't like to blame my dad or nothing. I truly do love him, but I feel like if he was a father more to me in my previous young years, not even that, like a father to me since I was born, certain stuff that I got myself into wouldn't even happen. He was never presented enough, and somehow that led you to entertain relationships with men who are just as inconsiderate as he always been. Your mother dropped the ball of informing you of what being a woman would mean. She fell short of teaching you those lessons, and so you found yourself waggling on any mission that will hopefully lead you to sort of an understanding of yourself. The teachers of your lessons were devils, and pretending that they could provide some sense of heaven and you believed it because you grew worried of experience of hell, and you wanted something different. And so you listened because what they said was opposite of what you knew, but didn't know that but you didn't know that they would simple do the opposite of what they promised. Okay, so on this part, I'm just gonna read a little bit more, y'all, because I know. Okay, so on this part, I remember when I was in 4th grade, and I'm not really a fighter, y'all, so I got bullied real bad at 4th grade, Carolina Sibley. And I remember going to the teacher, and I used to snitch on I don't like fighting. I hate it. I didn't really understand it. I know I wasn't innocent, but I just did not like fighting. So I would go to the teacher, and I'd be like, hey, like, Mrs. McCall is bothering me, or da-da-da that was bothering me, and it never crushed the situation. It was this one time I was so deep in a depression in 4th grade, and I went to the counselor, and I told on the guy, my mom had dated this guy at the time, and I told my counselor that this guy that she was dating at the time did something to me while I was in the kitchen. And I told him to keep it a secret. Obviously, they didn't keep it a secret, and I feel like they lied to me because I felt like I had no safe zone, and there's no safe zone out here but Yah, the Most High Himself, and a book. I bet you if you read a book, a motivated book just like this, or any book, it keep you entertained. Like, it'll probably make you feel a little better. Probably. I don't know. I'm just trying anything. At this point, you see me, I'm reading a book and it sounds really good. So I'm reading it. So where we at? Okay, so honestly, you figured them out to be liars. But even then, you held on to this hope that one day their words will somehow catch up to their actions. It never does. Through and moving on is so slow. You feel it in your heart, even in your words, in your soul. All of this because your parents refuse to let you know that you yourself are way too vulnerable to be dealing with some guys with some nerves, with mostly pain in his words that sound like love at first. You feel it in your core, all because your parents refuse to teach you, and so these men will eventually teach you that. You are worthy of everything you actually deserve, all because your parents refuse to teach you, all because your parents refuse to teach you, and so these men will eventually teach you to settle because you're looking for shouldn't have been looking for. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. All because your parents refuse to teach you, and so these men will eventually teach you to settle because you're looking for shouldn't have been looked for. So I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna try to explain. I'm a bad explainer. So pretty much the end of that part, the end of the sentence that I kept on messing up is, your parents didn't teach you that you don't need to be looking for no man. A man will find you. So now that your parents didn't teach you that part, now you're gonna be looking for something that wasn't even meant to be looked for. I've been looking for friends and boyfriends and stuff like that, and I will keep on running to these people that's try to put me down or negative vibes, or still today try to put me down. My ex, I ain't gonna say no names, but my ex, he still until this day, he broke up with me, and it was hard at first. It's still kind of hard. I'm still kind of dealing with it, but it's just like he's still trying to hurt me. We broken up, and he's still trying to hurt me. So, and including, my friends, they come and go. They come when they hopeless, they lonely, they don't have nobody, and as soon as something pops up in their life, they're gone. They flew in as a bug, or you know what I'm saying? Or as soon as I cry, or as soon as I show them like they're really true bad friends, they disappear. So stop looking for friends. Stop looking for people. People will come to you when they see the brightness inside of you in your eyes. And I have to take my own advice too. The book is good, y'all. I'm going to read some more, but I'm going to post this right now. Literally right now. And we're going to read some more later on. Bye!